Today in the spotlight is a 21-year-old beauty blogger, Rebecca Pilozo. She has interned at Canada's leading magazine, Flair, learning a trick or two from the French makeup guru, Laura Mercier. Rebecca now works for MAC Cosmetics, serves as a panelist in Fashion Magazine, and runs her own blog, Rebecca's Beauty Boudoir. Thank you so much for joining us, Rebecca.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's so good to have you here, not only because you're this amazing beauty blogger, but also because you're a fellow aspiring journalist. And now I understand that you're in Humber College, third year, studying journalism. Now, I've always heard of entertainment and journalism, but you're doing beauty and journalism. How did you come up with that concept?
When I first started college, I was looking for a new part-time job, and I already loved beauty. It's something I've been passionate about since I was really young. So I figured, why not start working at a place that you're surrounding yourself around things that you like. So I figured I'm just gonna work in a makeup store, and next thing you know, when I started doing other things in my program like writing, I figured, why not write about makeup and just make content around something I really enjoy, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Okay, great. So your blog, Rebecca's Beauty Boudoir, check this, gets 300 views on average per day. So when you're writing, who do you write to, and what style do you like writing in?
I think I write to everyone. I think I try to reach out to a broad readership, just because whether you're someone who's a beginner or someone who is an intermediate, beauty expert. Makeup tips is so, accessible to anyone nowadays. So I think I try to be very detailed and make it really personable. That way someone can have something to kind of look back on. And I think that's how I build trust, and that's why people keep coming back. So.
Okay, great. Now, you write about hair, makeup, and lifestyle, and because you're a journalist, you also interview people who are in the makeup industry. Like you interviewed Crispy, who is an insanely famous and good makeup artist on Instagram and YouTube. So, but I was very, very surprised to know that all the makeup skills you have, they were self-taught. So you never went to any school to learn makeup. How did you manage to do that?
When I was really young, my mom I guess I would say I was about 13, I received a makeup book as a gift, and on top of that, I was getting a subscription to a magazine, so Teen Vogue. And with the tips that I was learning in my makeup book and seeing the cover of the magazine, I just wanted to learn how to recreate those looks. I was just wearing them to school. I was wearing a lot of makeup to school just for fun, but not because I wanted to, because I felt like I had to and felt insecure. I just was having so much fun recreating these looks and learning. I don't know, I just felt like I was able to be, a different person every day and try new things. So that's just how I taught myself. And then as, the internet has changed so much, and there's been different ways I've been able to learn different techniques. So that's really kind of how I started learning. A lot of research.
Okay, so now talking of makeup, there are people like myself who are kind of naive when it comes to makeup. I don't know much beyond eyeliners. So, actually not even eyeliners, just black eyeliner. So, what is your recommendation for people like myself? How can we also get to know some fancy techniques?
The resources are so available to you now. Like I mentioned before, you can look at it online. You can still look through magazines. I know now you can read it through tablets and stuff. I think just doing a lot of research or reading a lot of reviews will help you understand what kind of product you're looking for, and where you can buy them, and try different techniques and use your own, tools that are like accessible to you. So like your fingers and stuff like that. At the end of the day, makeup's supposed to be really fun. It's not really supposed to be something that you're not supposed to get discouraged by it. If you're able to create a look with using tools that are just accessible to you, that you have right in front of you. And then as long as it looks great and you feel good about it, then I think that's what I would recommend.
But talking about makeup products, there's a problem. They're very often very, very expensive, like MAC and Sephora. I don't even walk into those stores. So how can we counter that problem?
A really good way to counter that problem, drugstore brands are really good. You can get a lot for less. And nowadays, I notice a lot of brands are giving people a lot of, like, the best bang for their buck. Like again, doing research, like if you go into a grocery store or even a drugstore, you're able to look at a product and say, okay, this kind of, appeals to me and I think I want to try it. Just quickly look it up on your phone and you're able to see whether it's a hit or a miss. So that way you're able to pick, like a drugstore product that's going to work best for you. And just, again, try multi-purpose products. That way you're not buying too much and keeping it cost effective. And I mean, Pinterest is great too because you can find, dupes, like from a higher end brand. Like if you really like an expensive lipstick and that shade is gorgeous, you're able to look it up and see that there's a shade in a drugstore brand that's just like it.
Now, I would like to talk a bit about your industry experience. Before working at MAC and serving as an intern at Flair magazine or serving as a panelist on Fashion magazine, you also worked with TIFF and Toronto's Masterclass Fashion Week, Beauty 925 and Sephora. So how important is it to grab onto every opportunity you get, and how much do those opportunities serve you?
I think it's important to present yourself to the opportunities. Like if there's like I started out with, I know I want to do this, but where do I go from here? Approaching people that inspire you or approaching people that are experts within the industry, they're always willing to help. And sure, there's some people that may not have the time, but a lot of the time people love giving insight and advice on what you want to do. Every opportunity I've reached out for has led to more doors. And I think I've only done things based on what makes me happy. So there's been times where sure, something made me happy in the beginning, but then towards the end, it was just a feeling that I needed to move on. And I'm really happy because I've been able to grow significantly. I've learned to kind of grow a strong backbone, take criticism, and continue evolving as the person I want to become. And I think the best thing to do is just follow what makes you happy. And that's usually a really good distinction on kind of where you'll end up.
Okay. Now, in another blog of yours, you mentioned that when you go for interviews now, everyone asks for your blog. So is it a growing trend that you have to have something like a blog or like a YouTube channel, or you need to be on some sort of site and show your interviewer something?
Nowadays, having some sort of portfolio, it seems to be like a reoccurring trend that whether you want to work at a TV station or whatever you want to do, whether it's media or not, people want to see what you're able to do. There's so many free resources for people to use, like WordPress.org and YouTube. As long as you're able to create and they can see what you can create, and if you don't get a certain opportunity, then you're able to be given feedback and you're able to grow on that. So I think it's really important, especially in the whole media and stuff like that. That way you're able to kind of continue, like have a reason to continue to produce stuff for your portfolio. That way, people can see what you're capable of.
That's great. Now your blog, Rebecca's Beauty Boudoir, is doing amazing. It's well read and it's well known. So what's the future of Rebecca's Beauty Boudoir and Rebecca herself?
For Rebecca's Beauty Boudoir, I've become really passionate about everything. I really get excited to share my stories, not only about makeup anymore, but lifestyle tips, and now that I've been traveling more and more traveling stuff. So I think I would like to expand. I'd like to kind of elaborate more on lifestyle posts and stuff like that. I want to incorporate traveling. And with that being said, I think that more vlogs will be coming out soon just because I'll have a little bit more time, and creating that will be a lot of fun. As for myself, when I graduate, for that, I'm not really sure, but I'm okay with that just because I know what I want, and as long as I'm still creating, I'm sure that something will pop up and I'll actively find something that makes me happy and I'm able to do what I want. Okay,
that's great. Well, we wish you all the best with all your future plans, Rebecca. And before we let you go, we'd like to play a little game with you. This game is what I call You Gotta Wear What You Gotta Wear. So what I'll do is I'll give you 4 scenarios and you'll have to tell me 3 makeup items that I should definitely put on before I go into these scenarios.
Okay.
Okay, so are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so scenario number 1. Fixing an interview on a Monday morning was a mistake, but I need to get this job, which will look amazing on my resume. What should I wear?
A little bit of blush, a subtle lipstick, and mascara.
Okay, look professional?
Yeah.
Nice. It's a Friday night. I may or may not be interested in this guy, but we're going for coffee. What should I wear?
Ooh, a A little bit of bronzer is always nice. Maybe spice things up by wearing a brown shadow. It's nice and sultry but soft. And even a highlight. I love like accentuating your face structure with a little bit of a highlight.
Okay, great. It's a Wednesday noon. My favorite speaker is giving a speech at a conference in downtown. I'm going. What should I wear?
Define your brows with a little bit of maybe of a brow pencil or gel, whatever you find will work with your brows. Popping on maybe a champagne or light colored eyeshadow in the inner corners of your eyes to make them really pop. And wear a bold lipstick so you can make a statement and stand out.
Okay, now the last one. It's a Saturday night and I'm going out with my girlfriends to the bar we've been wanting to check out. What should I wear?
I think you should definitely wear a smoky eye, whether you like black or brown. Just wear a really nice dark shadow, some wing liner, and a little bit of a nude gloss.
Okay, great. Well, now I know what makeup I'm wearing this Saturday. Thank you so much for joining us, Rebecca. It was so much fun having you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
And to everyone watching, it's okay to sometimes feel a little intimidated by how big your dream industry might be. But just remember, hard work and perseverance combined has the power to overcome any obstacle. Till next time, keep dreaming. I am Ayushe Sharman.
#1 multicultural channel. This is TAG TV.